Welcome to my most boring video ever. Unless you include the first video that I made. So as this is going to be such a boring video, I thought I'd start off with something exciting, which was me proving how I do actually understand how growth cycles work. What I actually proved was I don't understand how videos worked, because when I put the footage into DaVinci to resolve, it turned out that I hadn't turned my microphone on. So what I was saying was that my plan was that I would do a curtsy emote just before I thought the herbs were ready to be mature and be ready to be picked, to prove I knew exactly how herb cycles worked. And of course I nailed it to perfection. Sadly, I didn't have any audio. So why do we need to understand how growth cycles work? Well, it's quite simple really. I'm sure all of us have done a herb run and it started off brilliant. You've gone around your first couple of patches, harvest lots of lovely herbs, and then you've gone to later patches and they're not ready yet, and you stand around tapping your feet, scratching your head thinking, why aren't they ready? Why can't I harvest them yet? And no matter how long you wait, they're never ready. It's quite simple really. You started your herb run at the wrong time. As you can see, this first seed that I planted on the previous herb run is its penultimate stage of growth. Now, this is to prove why starting a herb run at the wrong time will mess you up. Now here I go to the last herb I planted the same run, and as you can clearly see, that is one growth stage behind. There, it's just matured to the penultimate growth stage, the same one as the first herb I planted. Now I teleport back to the first herb I planted, and you will see that this one is now ready to harvest. Yeah, just take my time, so that's now ready to harvest. But if I then teleport back again, here we go, it takes a bit of time, but teleport back again to the last herb that I planted, it's still at its penultimate stage. So it's going to be another 20 minutes before I can harvest this. Starting your herb runs at the wrong time is what puts you out of sync. So how do growth cycles work? Basically, herbs normally have a 4 by 20 minute growth cycle. This means once every 20 minutes, a small window opens when your herbs can either progress a stage or get diseased. With the new unlock from the Garden of Carid, you can reduce this to a 3 by 20 minute growth cycle. I currently have the Farm Ecology Relic active. This means my herbs cannot get diseased, they can only progress. So let's talk about these growth windows. As I said, they happen every 20 minutes. The first one happens on the hour, and they're all open for just 5 minutes, so that closes at 5 minutes past the hour. The next one at 20 past closes at 25 past, and the final one in the hour opens at 40 minutes past the hour and closes at 45 minutes past the hour. But it's not as simple as that, because also for your herbs to progress, those windows when they're open need to coincide with your personal game clock. Now your game clock is set at the moment you log into the game or when you hop worlds, so this changes for every player all the time. The reason I was able to accurately predict exactly when my herbs were going to be ready for harvest to the very second was because earlier in that day I'd actually measured my own game clock. I did this by waiting around during an open growth window, waiting for my herbs to progress with the clock up on my laptop, and just took note of exactly what second my herbs progressed. Do you need to know this? No, not at all. It's completely irrelevant. It's just important you understand how it works so you can learn how to use it to your benefit. Basically, if you start a herb run before your growth window is open and you end up crossing over the point in which your herb progressed, then your herbs will end up in separate cycles. One will be 20 minutes before the next, and it ends up messing you up. So the only thing you need to know is when is the best time to start a herb run. Well, the best time is just after one of these growth windows is closed. So 6 minutes past the hour, 26 minutes past the hour, or 46 minutes past the hour. I mean, you don't have to go then exactly, but that gives you the best chance of completing your run, because you've got 40 minutes to complete your run before the next growth cycle opens. You know, you can wait as late as 10 minutes past or half past or 10 to, and you've got plenty of time to get your farm run done, and there's no chance that you will end up putting your seeds in 2 different cycles. This has become even more important now with this new unlock that allows you to do 3 20-minute herb cycles, because it means if you're planting your herbs at the right time, you can actually do a herb run every single hour. And that's brilliant for getting those Cruxic Wow. Speaking about getting Cruxic Wow, I've been sticking to doing the land times on the herb runs. I'm getting them for about 1.3k each now, 10 seeds per plot, 2,400 points for a run, Now, about compost, I'm not sure whether it is worth using or isn't worth using. When I'm doing one of these Lantern seed runs, when I'm not using the Ultra Compost, I'm just letting my Master Farmer Cape Super Compost for free, I'm getting about 570 herbs. When I'm actually using Ultra Compost, I'm getting over 600, so it is only a small difference. You know, Ultra Compost are coming down in price now. I think we'll just have to see how prices level out, and you know, if you're doing an expensive seed and you're producing expensive herb, then definitely use it. I think I'm just going to continue to use it because it's fairly cheap. The only thing I really have a problem with now is because you can do a herb run every hour, you come into a bit of a problem with the Greenfingers aura, because that's a 20-minute aura with a 1 hour cooldown. It'd be really nice in future if in the Druid shop you could actually buy another upgrade that would reduce the cooldown on the Greenfingers aura to just 40 minutes, so you could actually use your Greenfingers aura on every farm run. Apart from that, I'm loving this update. You know, doing these daily farm runs, I'm getting my Crux of Quell, I've nearly got everything unlocked, and I'm not having to work too hard, which I like. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching this really boring video. Thank you for staying to the end. Goodbye.